everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Esli. Today I wanted to do a video talking about my thoughts, my experiences so far, I guess you could say, with dealing with pregnancy, being pregnant, while everything that's going on in the world, you know, while dealing basically with the world changing in a matter of a month, basically. Today is April 14th, and at least here in my area, I'm in San Antonio, Texas. It was just about a month ago that things really kind of hit the fan, as they say, you know, with stay-at-home orders and things like that. Now San Antonio, I feel like, honestly, in my personal opinion, from what I've seen from other counties, San Antonio's actually kind of lax on their rules. We don't have a shelter in place or stay home order. Ours is called stay home work safe, something like that. So it's like really similar, but like not exactly the same. But I mean, I think every county has been a little bit different. But again, just sharing my experiences, my thoughts. Before we really get into this video, I just want to mention a couple of things. This video might come off as very like, you know, woe is me, and like, oh, this person's like, you know, victimizing herself over things that are like trivial. I just want to say that this is my current reality, my current worries, my current anxieties, my current sadness. So I understand, and I know that I'm actually very, very, very blessed and fortunate, because my husband still has his job. I already worked from home before all of this happened. So, you know, I know that our situation could be far worse. And I don't want to minimize or make it sound like the things I'm going through are worse than what other people are going through or things like that, because that's not my intention and that's not my thought process. Again, I just want to share what I'm going through, what I'm experiencing, and things that even though they may seem dumb and trivial, I'm still allowed to mourn those things and still okay, like it's still okay for me to be sad about those things. Another thing I want to mention is I am so incredibly excited to be having this baby. I don't not want this to come off as me saying like, oh, I wish I wasn't pregnant or something like that, because that is not the case at all. I have been praying for this baby for so long, and I am so blessed that it is finally here. That I, you know, even though obviously this is not the circumstance that I would have chosen to be pregnant in, I wouldn't trade it for anything. So I just wanted to say those two things kind of right off the bat, because I don't want anything to be like misconstrued or just like, you know, thought of in a way that it's not, and it's not my intention. If you have anything not nice or not kind to say, I'm going to respectfully ask that you please think twice about those things before you send them over my way. I deal enough with my own anxieties, my own mental health issues. I really don't need anything on top of that. So I ask that you please be respectful of me, because I'm struggling. I'm struggling, and that's just the truth. So I'm going to mention a little bit about me personally, just in case for anyone that might be new watching this video. I have struggled with generalized anxiety disorder and depression for years. I've been on and off medication for those things for my entire adult life, pretty much. And as I had been off medication for a while, for about 2 years, and then last year some things happened that just kind of threw me down that, like, you know, awful kind of hole again of really bad anxiety, really bad depression. So I had been taking medication for those things since about, I can't remember when it was, I think I started maybe like in October of last year. That sounds about right. So I had been doing a lot better. I had been, going through and making progress, and I had seen a change in my mindset, my just everything. I felt like I was really truly doing well. I was improving at least, and when I found out I was pregnant, I had to stop taking that medication. So I think it's a combination of no longer taking my medication, having to quit my medication cold turkey, being pregnant, and having just a lot of extra hormones in my body to deal with, and then the world going through what it's going right now. So I think it's just a big, basically a big soup of kind of things that aren't going right in my brain, that has caused a lot of anxiety and a lot of worry and stress and sadness. I think more so than if I hadn't had those issues like before. So I just wanted to kind of mention that too, because again, I want y'all to understand like my headspace. Now, I do actually will say that maybe in the last 2 weeks, I feel like I've been doing a bit better. I think my hormones are starting to like level out a bit or something, because I feel myself like a tiny bit more steady, which I hadn't felt at all basically in the last 3 months. So, but those are my like own personal things. But to talk about like what's actually been going on, so I guess the biggest impact that I've had so far, like at least the one that really truly just breaks my heart, is Luis can't go to my OB appointments with me. He was able to go to the first one, and because I had to also make a kind of random trip to the emergency room, he was able to see the baby and sonogram there as well. So even though I'm not thankful that I ended up in the emergency room, I am so grateful that he had the opportunity to see his baby and to see, hear the heartbeat, like in person, because I know he's really disappointed. I know that it hurts him just as much as it hurts me that he can't go into those appointments with me anymore. This last appointment that I had, I mentioned that he wasn't able to go in there with me in my like pregnancy announcement video. What I didn't mention was that they did allow me to FaceTime him. So he was able to like see the monitor through, through his phone. But it's hard. It's really hard. I just never, like getting pregnant, I never expected to have to go through it almost alone, even though obviously I'm so lucky that he's still here and obviously so supportive, and he's sad himself that he can't join. I just never expected to be at those appointments alone. I'm afraid that what if I go into an appointment and something goes wrong, like what if something happens, or I'm really afraid of that, because he won't be there with me. And if y'all know, I have my tissues here, y'all, because I knew I was gonna cry. I filmed the pregnancy announcement yesterday and definitely couldn't make it through that without crying either. He is the steady person in this relationship. He is so calm. He is a rock. He just absorbs things really differently than I do. And I'm so grateful for that. But I won't have him there if something were to happen, which I'm praying that it won't, that everything will be okay, but he won't be there. And that's really hard. When we first found out we were pregnant and we first told our parents, first thing that they ask obviously is like, when do you get to find out like if it's a girl or a boy? And I had told them like, oh, like we're thinking about doing like a blood test early so we can have a gender reveal party. And we had already like set a date, and this was like right when we found out we were pregnant, like right when we told our parents, which was February 20, like it was like the last week or so of February. So obviously the world was not what it is right now. And we had set a date for the gender reveal. I had contacted a local baker that I've always wanted to like order from, to place an order for like gender reveal cookies. And you know, like I was like already like planning and having all these ideas about how I was gonna do this like big gender reveal. This is me and Luis' first child, like I mentioned, but it's also the first grandchild on both my parents' side and his parents' side. They have been like waiting, dying to be grandparents. And I was just so excited. Like that was like the first thing I had in my brain, like this big gender reveal. And we're not gonna get to do that. We are trying to think of like a creative way to do a gender reveal, at least for them. You know, like maybe send them something cute or that they can open, and that's what we're thinking. Like, you know, something that will say like it's a boy or it's a girl or something that we can mail to them. Just so that they have like a bit of a surprise. But it's just, you know, it's tough. And honestly, the toughest part of that is it's not necessarily the party. Like it is what it is. I had envisioned Luis and I go to our hometown. We live in San Antonio, but we're from the Rio Grande Valley. Rio Grande Valley is approximately 4 hours or so from where we currently live. It typically takes us anywhere from 4 to 7 hours to get there, depending on if we pick up his sister from college. His sister is kind of on the way, but obviously out of the way. It makes our trip about 7 hours. Now, even though we're driving 4 to 7 hours each way, we go to see our parents once a month. One weekend we leave Friday night, get there super late at 1 in the morning usually, and then come back on Sunday. That is a long, like those are long trips to be taking every month, but we do that because we're really close with our families, and it's something that honestly, especially Luis, always push for. He, like, for me, I could have just been like, okay, like, let's go on birthdays and Mother's Day and things like that, because it's like, it evened out to like almost every single month anyway. But like for him, it's like every 3 weeks, every month we were taking that trip. So I had, like, as soon as I found out I was pregnant, I was thinking like, oh, I'm gonna like be super spoiled at my mom's house. They have like this beautiful pool. My parents have this beautiful pool, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna spend all summer like belly up in the pool and, you know, getting spoiled by my mama. And you know, like that's just what I was envisioning in my head. And the world changed. The world just changed, right? So those things aren't gonna get to happen. Now, Luis and I have talked about, I'm not due until October. We don't know what the world's gonna look like next week. We don't know what it's gonna look like in May, June, July. You know, some of the things we've read say that we're gonna be leveling out by August. Some things say like, you know, things by June, other people say by August, other people say like not until there's a vaccine. Like there's just like so many thoughts and opinions about what's going to happen. But regardless of what happens, Luis and I have decided we are going to probably just continue our stay-at-home thing until we have baby, just for our safety, and for baby, obviously the pregnancy, right, our baby. So I don't expect I'll be seeing my parents or his parents before we have the baby. I am hoping and praying that they are able to see the baby, because I know that right now, you know, no one can go visit or things like that. So I'm sad for all the mamas that have had babies recently, because I know y'all can't see your families, and I just can't imagine having a baby and not being able to like have my mom hold my baby, you know? So that's really hard. It's really hard. As of right now, and again, I'm not due until October, so I don't know. I'm hoping that things are different, but I just don't really foresee things being very different. As of right now, Luis would be allowed to be at my, when I give birth, in the delivery room, but that's it. So typically they allow, I think it's 2 to 3 people. I was going to have my mom there. That was always my plan, to have my mom there and Luis, because honestly I feel like Luis he's not like I mentioned, he's super steady. He's like not a panic person, but I feel like in that situation, because it's something that he can't help with, that he would like maybe not be the best because Luis is really, really good at like fixing things. That's just his personality. Like he is not like a lovey, like sweetie, sorry, hold on, sneeze. He's not a like, his like love language basically is acts of service. So he is just like the kind of like I will help with a lot of things. So I imagine that it would be really hard for him. There's not going to be anything he could do in that moment to really help, so I expected my mom to be there, and I just wanted her to have that experience with me. And again, I don't foresee that happening. Again, we have some time, right? So I'm really hoping things are different. Another thing that I wrote down is, and I know this is gonna sound absolutely trivial and just silly, but before I was pregnant, while we were trying to get pregnant, and probably even before, like half my life, right? I would go to Target or Walmart or Ross or any store and I would just like walk around all the baby things, right? And just be looking at all the little shoes and the little socks and the little onesies and all the adorable little things, like all the cute little outfits. And I don't get to do that. Now, I know Walmart and Target are still open. I know I could. Technically, I can go into those stores, walk around, do whatever I want. But because I am already immunocompromised and obviously with pregnancy, I wouldn't do that. I don't want to take any chances. I don't want to put any unnecessary risk on me or my family. So, but it hurts my heart a little bit because, it's like I've been wanting this for so long and it's finally here, and now I can't do something as simple as, go look at all the little onesies at Target. Which I know that sounds so dumb and sounds so silly, and I know I can shop online and things like that, but it's just something that bugs me. It's just something that like hurts, it hurts me a little. And then another thing that I had written down is I don't expect we'll be having a baby shower. For sure we're not having a gender reveal. But even if things get better, even if the world kind of levels out, I don't really think hosting a big party where a lot of people would be gathering is gonna be just a good idea, even in, say, like September. Like, I just that really hurts. That really hurts. Not because of gifts or anything like that. It's just, baby shower is a celebration of your baby's life, of, you giving birth to this baby, of, this baby that's coming, and getting to share that experience with my first pregnancy, sharing that with my friends and family and people that have been like waiting for me to have a baby. It just hurts. It does. And know it sounds dumb because it's a party. Who cares, right? Who cares about a party? But it's just like what I had in mind, you know? Like, it's just what I thought was gonna happen, and now all of those things aren't gonna get to happen. So I'm just sad. I'm really sad. And I'm doing okay. I don't want y'all to worry because I'm okay. Luis has been so good and so supportive. I think just with anything, all of us are experiencing sadness. And honestly, my biggest worry is, what if I lose someone? What if my mom, who's been waiting for a grandkid her whole life, what if she gets sick? What if Luis gets sick and my baby won't have a dad? Like, all of these thoughts are just in my brain and they hurt so much. It just hurts. It's scary. I'm really scared. Now, I'm praying. I'm trusting. You know, have to just trust God and whatever his plan may be, but I'm just really afraid. I'm sorry. I'm trying to hold it together, but it's just hard. I'm just really afraid. And it's just a scary time, y'all. I know that those are fears anyone can have, you know, whether you're pregnant or not. To lose someone you love, that's probably my greatest fear, right? It's just really scary. It's just really scary. I don't know what else to say about that. So I'm gonna end it with that. I don't know. I don't even know what else to say. I don't want y'all to worry. I do want to say that I'm okay. These are normal fears. I know that. I know that a lot of people are going through the exact same thing. And I know that a lot of people have it much, much worse. And I know that a lot of people have already lost people that they love. And I know how fortunate and how blessed I am. We'll be okay. We'll make it through. Anyway, thank you all for, I guess, just listening to my sob story. I don't know what else to say. I just got really overwhelmed. But thank you for watching and for listening. And I hope y'all are being safe, because it's gonna take every single person to truly take this seriously for us to make a difference. So stay safe, stay home. I will talk to y'all later. Bye, everyone.